Ihdina, guide us. This is beautiful, beautiful language. The word hidayah in Arabic. Why did we say guide? Because Allah is the master. And you cannot have a master until He gives instructions. And how does that relationship begin? With guidance. And then, since you just said, I am your slave, I need your help. The first kind of help you and I need is, Ya Allah, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Now if you are asking Allah to tell you what to do, that means you are ready to do it. Yes? So when we say Ihdinas-Siraatal-Mustaqeem, we are actually telling Allah, Ya Allah, I am ready to obey you. Just tell me, I'll do it. I need your advice, and when you give me advice, I'll take it. I have friends who ask me for advice all the time, but they never follow it. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? I've been telling you for 4 years what you should do. You don't do it. I don't want to tell you anymore. There's no point. You and I are asking Allah for advice. Don't ask Him for advice and not do it. At least try to do it. That's the first thing. The second thing that's so beautiful about the word guidance, you know, in Arabic you can say ar-rushd also is guidance. Arshidna, guide us. Ihdina is also guide us. What's the difference though? The word huda in Arabic comes from hadiyya. Hadiyya in Arabic is a gift. When the Arab would get lost in the desert, what's the biggest gift you can give him? Guidance. Water is not good enough. Food is not good enough. Because that means he'll stay alive 2 more hours. He'll survive 1 more day. But in the desert, the biggest gift you need is what? Guidance. That's why they associated survival and guidance together. The ultimate gift would be having the right directions, especially in desert life. We are asking Allah for the ultimate gift. Ihdina. Guide us. And we didn't even say guide me. We said guide us. So it's actually, we're switching. We're going from individual to collective. Everything in the beginning was actually individual in some sense. Hamd is individual. Allah is a master of me individually. Allah's mercy comes to me individually. The judgment day is about an individual. Each individual will be judged. But immediately we switch over to Ihdina, because in this life, if you're going to have a healthy relationship with Allah as an individual, you have to come together as a community to ask. You have to be with other people. You need other people for guidance. You can't do it on your own. That's why it's not ihdini, it is ihdina. It has to be ihdina. And it's not even iya nahdi, which actually would have meant guide only us. That would have been bad. Ya Allah, only guide me, everybody else can go to hell. I don't care about that. Okay. But actually guide all of us. We have to talk a little bit about guidance before I give you your break. It's such a beautiful concept in Islam. You know, when you are lost, you need directions, right? And somebody maps it out for you. Go 3 kilometers this way, 2 kilometers. See, I used kilometers, I didn't use miles. I'm proud of myself. But, you know, take a left and take a right and you'll get there. That is information, isn't it? Sometimes guidance is just information. But Allah's guidance is more than information. Your counselor's guidance is information. The traffic officer's guidance is information. The GPS guidance is information. That's all information. But Allah's guidance is more than information. Allah's guidance, it actually has to do with personal choices at every given moment. And we're not just asking for information, we're asking for the strength to make the right decision. 2 different things. It's not just information. Sometimes we have all the information, we still make the wrong decision. Because we didn't have the strength, the will, the commitment, the right mindset to make the right decision. Don't people do the wrong thing and you tell them, don't you know that's wrong? Yeah, but I got angry. That's why we ask Allah for guidance. By the way, if it was just information, if guidance was just information, how many times do you need information? 1 time. If you're given the information, you don't have to ask for it again. How many times do we ask Allah for guidance? Over and over and over and over again, as a standard. You know, I compare guidance to understand, asking Allah for guidance, you have to compare to drinking water. You can't say, I already drank it yesterday, I'm good. It doesn't work. If you want to survive, you have to get it again, and again, and again. And that is why every few hours, it is as though Allah is telling us, just like your body, every few hours it needs water. Your heart, every few hours it needs what? Guidance. You have to come back to Allah and say, Ihdinas-Siraatal-Mustaqeem again. Now a few hours, your fuel is running low and you have to ask Allah again. If it was just about information, it wouldn't be repeated this way. And we're also learning something else. It is not something you get to keep, just like water in your body. You don't get to keep it. Once you have it, it's not yours. You don't own it. You run out of it. Then you have to go get it again. And then you run out of it again. And you have to get it again. Nobody can say, I have it. I have it already. I don't need any more. You can't do it. That's why I like the comparison of guidance with what? Water. There's a thirst for guidance just like there's a thirst for water. Just like that. Right? So we have to keep asking Allah over and over again. Now, As-Siraatal-Mustaqeem. There are lots of language technicalities here. I'm going to skip all of them. And I'm going to give you the bottom line of As-Sirat. That's the first part about As-Siraatal-Mustaqeem that you should know and try to remember this lesson as you recite the Fatiha. A minimal translation or a limited translation is guide us to the straight path. That's the one you're familiar with. But actually what the ayah is saying is guide us to the straight path, guide us all the way through to the end of the straight path, like the lam, Ihdinas-Siraatal-Mustaqeem. Guide us to the straight path actually would have been in Arabic, Ihdinas-Siraatal-Mustaqeem. A different word would have been used. Guide us through the straight path is also part of the meaning. So here's the bottom line. Guide us to, through, and all the way to the end of. All the way to the end of. There are three implications. Let's talk about each of those. When you are looking to go somewhere and you ask for directions and somebody says, you need to take this highway. Get to this highway and you'll get there. You were guided to the highway. And by the way, people usually don't ask for directions to a road, they ask for directions to a destination. Right? So when you ask for directions, typically you don't ask for directions to a path, but rather to a destination. But it's unique that the ayah is telling you and me, or we're asking Allah to ask for directions to not a destination, but to a path. A path. What we're learning here is there's only one way to get to that destination. And once you're on this path, you don't have to be told. It's automatic, you'll get to the destination. You understand? There are some roads, they can take you into 100 places. A road can do that. But this road only takes you to one place. So if you get on this road, it's the same as getting to the destination. That's why you don't have to be told about the destination, you're just told about the road itself. It's beautiful. So the first thing is you are told about how to get there. That's ila, that's how, get to the path. That's one meaning. The second meaning is there are some people who once they get on the road, they say, look, I'm really nervous. Please don't hang up. I know you told me how to get to this road. Can you stay on the phone while I'm on the journey? And don't hang up. Stay with me. Okay, I'll stay with you. Okay, what do you see right now? Oh, I'm passed by some trees. Oh yeah, I know that place. Sure, in Singapore. How do you know? Trees, yeah. That's the one place, yeah. You know. But the idea is what's called in Arabic, ma'iyya. Ya Allah, guide me through this path, stay with me as I am traveling, so I am not a traveler alone. That's actually the interpretation of the hal form of the technical side. Ihdinas-Siraatal-Mustaqeem. But then finally, guide me all the way to the end. In other words, it's possible that I was going on the right road, but I ran out of gas. I was going on the right road, but I took an exit. I was going on the right road, but I started hitting it reverse. Ya Allah, make sure that once I'm on this path, number one, you stay with me and help me go through this road, but also get me all the way to the end. When you get to the end, you use in Arabic, you use a lam. That's why we say, Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana li hadha. Alhamdulillah, who guided us all the way to the end of this, meaning to Jannah. وَمَا كُنَّا لِنَهْتَدِيَ لَوْلَا أَنْ هَدَانَ اللَّهُ. Very famous ayah of Quran. We couldn't have guided ourselves had it not been that Allah guided us. So this is the three parts of asking Allah for guidance. It's a path we have to go on. Now let's go back to ila. Guide me to the road. That actually means you are asking Allah for knowledge. You are asking for information. Information is part of guidance. You need the information. You need to know what Allah wants. You need to know what makes Allah happy. You need to know the advice you need to have for raising a child and being a good husband and being a good father and being a good mother and being a good wife and being a good son and daughter, being a good neighbor. You need to know how to do that. You need that guidance and that information. That's ila. When you're walking through it, just because you have the information, like Allah says, for example, tells us about patience. And in one particular occasion talks to us about patience with our children. Patience with bad children. Tough children. That's easy to read, but not easy to accept and not easy to do. Ya Allah, be with me when the time comes and I have to do that. Just because you know about it doesn't mean you're going to do it, So you're asking Allah, Ya Allah, alone I'm not good enough. I need you to be there with me. Then the third is, Ya Allah, just let me keep going at this until death comes. I don't want to burn out. So many people were so active in their deen. They were learning, they were praying, they were serious, and then they burnt out. Then they said, I'm not like I used to be anymore. The fire is gone. You don't want to be from those people. And that's captured also inside Ihdinas-Siraatal-Mustaqeem. Let's talk about the word sirat now. Sirat in Arabic is translated as path. But every word in Arabic has a particular flavor. In Arabic you can say sabil for a path, like fi sabilillah. You heard that before? Right? Fi sabilillah. Sabil is a path. Tariq is a path. Fajj is a path. There are lots of words for path. And of course, sirat is also a word for path. So what is sirat unique for? What is it specifically? Sirat is used, and this word has a few qualities. I want you to note them if you're taking notes. Sirat is wide, a road that is wide, so it's not narrow. Now when a road is wide, one person can travel or multiple people can travel? Multiple people can travel at the same time, yes? So that's one benefit, sirat. Second benefit, it's straight. There's no turns, it's only straight. Sirat itself means straight. Sirat comes from the Arabic word surat, which is a straight sword. Some swords are curved like that, and some swords are straight. When the sword is straight, then it's called surat. But it's perfectly straight. So the path is completely straight. Then the third meaning of sirat is it's a path that is dangerous. Long implying it's dangerous, because when you're on a long journey, you can, run out of supplies, run out of help, nobody for miles, things like that, right? So it's wide, dangerous, long, and straight. That is the meaning of what? Sirat. But if that's the meaning of sirat, then what's the purpose of adding al-mustaqeem? Because al-mustaqeem in Arabic actually means straight. Wait a second, if it means straight, what was already covered? Sirat already means straight. Why add al-mustaqeem? Yeah, al-mustaqeem means straight up. Al-mustaqeem actually comes from istiqama, which is to stand up. Wazinu bil-qistas al-mustaqeem, with a straight balance. From qiyam or qa'im, the one who's standing is a qa'im. In other words, the path is not going this way or this way or this way, it is going up. Whoever travels this path is rising to Allah. Is rising. And as they are rising, they are leaving the love of this world behind. They're still living in this world. They're still enjoying this world, but some other love is taking over as they're rising. And by the way, when you're rising, are you in more danger as you're rising or less danger? In this world, when you rise higher and higher, more danger. If you're climbing up a mountain, if you're only 2 feet high, you're like, I'm jumping off the mountain. That's not jumping off the mountain. You just got 2 feet. When you get to 200 feet, then you're in more danger, you understand? In other words, the people who have made more progress better be more careful. So the more progress you make, the more danger you're in. The more susceptible you are to fall.